there's other things on the docket here. Some big news. And that has to do with the other team across the pond, right? The Brooklyn Nets. Everybody still calls them Jersey because they haven't done anything yet. But the Brooklyn Nets, for me right now, is chaos. I don't know what's going to happen, but it's like watching NASCAR and you're just waiting for that car to flip over. That's what it is for me. I'm just like, yeah, something bad's going to happen, and I just need to get my popcorn. Because what they've decided to do was try to fool everybody, right? Kyrie and KD, they were supposed to be Knicks. And then everybody thought that was going to happen the whole year. You know, KD to the Knicks. And then they pulled the okie doke and said, well, we're going to go to Brooklyn. Well, you get what you asked for, right? You're in Brooklyn. You tried to get James Harden when everybody thought that was going to be a bad idea. Now, Kyrie is in a contract dispute with the Brooklyn Nets. He wants a max contract. Brooklyn does not want to give it to him because obviously, why would you pay somebody who just wants to show up to work 33% of the time? So I understand the Nets side of it, but I kind of understand Kyrie's side of it as well. I think for him, he's like, okay, I'm a star. I chose to come here. You guys didn't recruit me. I came here. I think I deserve this money. Can you really blame him? Because at this point, the Nets tried to play hardball with him last season, right? With the whole vaccine mandate thing. He said, I will sacrifice $18 million just to not get the jab. You know, they call it the jab. And if a guy is willing to do that, there's no telling what he's going to do. So for him to even hold the Nets over a barrel right now for the big contract extension, I don't think the Nets have a choice. It's either you pay him or he'll walk for nothing and be just fine. What are your thoughts on that?
I agree. I mean, you can't blame both sides, to be honest with you, because if I was the owner, I wouldn't want to pay this man all that money because I don't know if he's going to play or not.
You don't know if he's going to show up to work.
You don't know what he's going to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
He's one of those people that, Monday morning comes and he just went partying Sunday night. You're supposed to be at work at 9:15. He calls you at 9:10 and says that he not going to make it. That's Kyrie. I'm just not going to make it. I got a little cough. Maybe lie that he got COVID or something. You know what I mean? But I agree with you. I agree with you.
He's a wild card, man. You don't know what that guy's thinking at any time. And for KD to put himself in that situation, I'd be pissed if I was KD.
What do you think KD does?
I think KD should leave.
And go where?
I don't know where he gonna go, but he gotta leave that situation. Because if you ain't gonna have Kyrie, if Kyrie just essentially leaves now because he ain't gonna get the bag, what do you have?
Right.
What do you have with that squad? The Nets gotta totally rebuild. They're gonna have to totally rebuild, and the only thing that they could collect assets for is KD. They can't collect nothing for Kyrie.
They can get something for Kyrie.
What they gonna get for Kyrie?
Gym bag. Gift card to Applebee's.
They got a lot of work to do if Kyrie don't come back.
Yeah, and the rumor mill out there is that Kyrie has been angling to play with LeBron again. And
should have never left.
They're saying that he is willing to take that $6 million taxpayer minimum from the Lakers to play with LeBron. Now, this is my thing about Kyrie. Kyrie made a mistake. He was young. He thought that his star was bigger than LeBron. He thought that he should be on the same playing field as LeBron after they won that championship, and he made a mistake. I'm not going to fault Kyrie for doing that because a lot of young players make mistakes, that they feel that they're bigger than what they are. He got to Boston, and he realized that the grass ain't greener on the other side, right? Then he's now playing with his best friend. And the problem is the two stabilizing forces in Kyrie's life, basketball-wise, have been Mike Krzyzewski at Duke and LeBron James. Outside of those two people, it's been all chaos for Kyrie. Think about it.
True.
When LeBron left to go to Miami and Kyrie got drafted, they got the number 1 pick twice out of 3 years. LeBron comes back. They get to 3 straight finals. They win 1. Kyrie leaves. He goes to Boston. They end up going to the Eastern Conference Finals without him. They realize that he's not the leader that they expected him to be. He moves on. He's now in Brooklyn with his best friend. He's now a part-time player because he just wants to do his own thing. There's nobody to hold him accountable. Yeah. There's no stabilizing force. KD has never been that. KD just wants to hoop.
Yep.
He's not a leader. He just wants to hoop. James Harden just wants to be at strip clubs all the time. You know you're not going to be able to get anything out of him. You can't even get him on the phone. Can't hear him because he's at a strip club.
What do you think he getting?
Who?
Over there.
Yeah, he's getting a lesser deal. Yeah, he's getting a lesser
deal. He's getting a full max.
He's not getting a full max. Nobody in their right mind would give James Harden the full max. If they do, they'd be completely fucking insane.
Look like Daryl Morey might do it again.
Well, I mean, he's crazy, but he ain't that crazy. He loves James. He's like, listen, I love you, but I ain't gonna give you that money. we give you like $50 million up front, but you ain't getting no max. You get the mini max. You know what I'm saying?
If they trade Tobias, I would watch out for that number figure.
Who wants to trade? Who wants to take Tobias Harris?
Somebody will take him. You know, Daryl Morey probably throw 2 or 3 first-round draft picks.
Maybe the Knicks will take him.
No, don't stop, man. Don't stop.
Maybe the Knicks will take him. Yeah, right? But going back to Kyrie, it's something where it's for me it's just I don't know. I just think that he needs to go back to LeBron. Not to say that he's tucking tail and going back. It's just the fact that there's some players that make you better. LeBron makes Kyrie better. There's nothing wrong with that. So if they can figure that out, and I'm sure all we need from Kyrie is to literally have him say, I just want to go to LA. And if that happens, then the Nets have no choice. They really have no choice but to send him to LA, which if they can get Kyrie and dump Westbrook, I'm talking about just dump him. Like, just absorb the contract. Just tell him to go home. Tell him to go home. Like, we just got Kyrie. You can just go home. Just go home.
Gonna have to be. What's it gonna be? Gonna have to facilitate at least like a three-player deal with that.
3 or 4 team. Because whatever, if you plan to trade Westbrook, you have to get another team to take him.
Exactly.
Because the Nets don't want him.
I wouldn't.
Who wouldn't? Who would want him? The only person that wants him really is Michael Jordan. He loves Westbrook. Take him. Take him. Take him.
Michael Jordan.
Please take him. MJ, take him. Take him.